I don't know what I ate, but my stomach. Like 2 days ago, I don't know what I ate, but my stomach is locked up.
Welcome back to the channel. According to the sports news site The Undefeated, J. Cole, the rapper, also known throughout the hip-hop circles, Mr. Jermaine Lamar Cole, is going to be playing for the Rwandan team of the Basketball Africa League. So what does this tell us? Mr. Cole is a 36-year-old Grammy winner. He is expected to play 3 to 6 games this particular season. So this team decided to pick him up. They said they believe in him and they believe that he's a youngster that has a lot of desire. And so BAL is backed by the NBA, and we're going to see how this all plays out. As you notice, a lot of stars and folks are coming onto the continent. As you know, BAL consists of Tunisia, Egypt, Angola, Morocco, Senegal, Nigeria, Algeria, Cameroon, Mali, Mozambique, Madagascar, and Rwanda. So just watch what's happening, the dynamic. Don't get caught on the intel of what's happening with this revolution.
It's also the art of just letting the past go, moving towards the future. And I think as long as you hold on to that past, it's just a lot of weight that you carry with you everywhere you go. And it's hard to move forward and move fast when you got to, weight on your back.
It's just, I would encourage as many people to please visit Africa, because it's like, and then you start just thinking, you think, okay, who are the Africans you know? Every country I've been in like several countries in Africa, and every time I go there, it's like I meet some of the most brilliant, beautiful people, super functioning societies.
The frustrations that we have with Africa, we've literally not been able to engage with the economy. What I say about everything about a misunderstanding of Africans toward African Americans and vice versa, it's all on purpose, because if I don't understand you, you don't understand you, for some reason, and I think it's because of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? When you're in a survival state of being, you can't self-actualize. You can't sit there and think and say, well, today's a nice day, the weather's nice. No, you have to think of, how do I eat? How do I sleep? Where do I sleep? How do I get to work? And that's Africa, because there's a lot of real opportunities that are also challenges. That's what the continent is. So whenever you get in the plane and go back, I feel like we're time traveling, where we can go and say, okay, in the US it took this, in China this, okay, what's possible here? And not try to bring our mindset there, but you're basically localizing concepts that you know are inevitable. 70% of people are under 30 years old. They're going to get married, have children. It's just life. So what services do a 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old person need? That's just what it is. And it's going to be challenging because they don't understand it. They've never seen this before, right? So they're not going to understand visually what you're talking about. We've just never, a lot of us, because some of us have been, but many of us haven't been in a position to understand or even be at a table where we're discussing legacy transfers. Many of us have never sat down where it's your mom, your dad, your grandfather, and you're talking about, okay, these are my assets, this is what I have, this is the will. We don't have these conversations. Yes, there are challenges. I know people who've lost millions, and I know people who've made multi-millions, right? Any investment has a risk.
Many people in politics and arts and other areas have long felt, as I feel, that in regards to Africa, that it's a dynamic continent in terms of everything, in terms of energy, resource, talent, legacy, and for too long, those resources have benefited everyone else except the continent. And even when it has, it's benefited the continent least and last. And there's now is the time to turn that around. And it's long been the dream and the vision of many before us who are not here today, who made tremendous sacrifice in that way. So yeah, just from a principal point of view, yes, Main Africa is hugely important, not only for the continent, but also for the world. You're talking about a continent that is in possession of over 50% of the natural resources on this planet. So if Africa is in good stead, it only stands to reason that it positively affects the globe. It's good to see a dynamic group of people from different areas of focus and expertise working towards that common goal. And it's a group effort. You can't just have finance people need creative people need organizational people and administrators and finance people. So we're all here together figuring out how to get started and to put some things in motion. The change is internal, and once Africa, and many people are already aware that the media stereotypes and archetypes that they commonly see are not the most dynamic view of the continent. True, there are dysfunctions and problems that exist, but they're unfairly emphasized in certain aspects of the media. There's a much more dynamic picture of what's really happening on the continent, and not just as a recent advent, but it's been happening for quite a while. It's an issue of self-sufficiency and focusing on how Africa can better benefit itself, because it's long benefited so many nations in the world in terms of its natural resources, its legacy, its history, its culture, its people. Now it's time to just make it a fair exchange, no robbery. So it's a unique opportunity in this space of time to be able to affect that type of change on the continent, and there's many talented and enthusiastic people who are willing and able to do it.
The perception of Africa is it's poor, basically not very big prospects for a future. So no, I know that's not the case. So I've been someone who's been very passionate about the perception of Africa and wanting to be very much involved in the change of that perception. It's about development content, and it's also about involving Africa.
I don't know what I ate, but my stomach is locked up.
I know a lot of times we have the tendency to blame the white man for everything that's going wrong, right? And that's the majority of African Americans in America feel. You're not saying nothing that everybody don't feel. That don't necessarily mean it's true, but with the circumstances that surround us, that's why we believe that way, you know? So at the end of the day, it was like, if you are in a position in life where you feel like you don't own your own content, you don't own anything, and they should be investing in us, this is the opportunity now to be able to own that in which we're complaining about. Because in Africa, it's a clean slate. You can build that empire there. You can build that infrastructure there. It just, and you already got the information. You're already educated on how to do it, because we've done it here and made billions of dollars for corporations all day. Africa is the only place in the world where black people can go and build Fortune 500 companies from scratch within 5 years.
It'd be like China, easily.
No, seriously. And this took them hundreds of years to build. You can build it now within 5 years.
Yeah.
China took that same, mind state 25 years ago. China was no different from Africa 25 years ago. Go to China now. Look at Dubai, the Middle East. They just started 15 years ago and started building that same concept.
I'm kind of, me just want to be 100%. I understand what you exactly mean. So you're saying that Africa right now, so how could Africa be the new China? How can we say that? So
black people.
For all our black people, yes.
Go back to Africa.
Okay.
Whatever you're doing here, do it there. Whether it's real estate, entertainment, education,
label, sneaker company,
whatever.
Clothing line.
Whatever.
Start it there.
Do it there. Don't even start it. Do it there. It's going to grow out of there anyway. But Africa's big enough you won't ever have to need no other country anyway. Think about it. Everything you do is in America.
You get hot in Africa.
No, you don't.
Well, it depends on you said
Africa's
country,
the second biggest continent in the world.
Africa.
It's over 1 billion people.
Who's the biggest continent? Europe?
Huh?
Who's the biggest continent?
Well, it's continent and country.
Asia is the biggest continent.
Asia, that's
Then
China,
Africa.
Korea.
It's all them
Russia,
India, all them put together though.
Right.
That makes Asia.
Right.
And it's not that much bigger than Africa. And Africa's the second biggest continent.
Wow.
With more natural resources as well.
With all the natural resources.
Right.
That's the difference. So we literally got a pot of gold and nobody even going for it.
Exploited by outsiders.
So how do we start this? How do we start to say, you know what? Let's invest back in the motherland.
I think the key is, first of all, you got to release the fear, because a lot of African Americans are afraid to go to Africa.
No, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Which, naturally,
I was offered so many shows to Africa. I'll be honest, and then they told me I could get shots, and I was like, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never actually been to Africa because I didn't want to get the shots. I didn't know they injecting shit in me. Like, I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
This is back in the day.
That's why I said you got to release the fear.
Gotta release the fear.
You have to, because first of all, only white people need shots to go to Africa. Black people don't need no shots to go to Africa.
But why is that even a rumor that you need shots to go to Africa?
I mean, it's fear. The same way they told you AIDS started in Africa.
Wow.
You could die from malaria. They're telling you all this stuff. None of that stuff is real.
Wow.
They tell you, well, you go to Africa, you gotta take, shots, and you gotta take like 5 or 6 different, types of shots to save you from this, save you from that, save you from this.
Why does that rumor even exist, though?
I mean, because they know the value of black people going back home. Can you just imagine if African Americans in America decided, you know what, man, fuck America, we going back home, and then all the value that we bring here, we took over there, America wouldn't exist no more.
Club Live and Zumanda.
None of that would work. Think about it. Just imagine, man. All the major ball players left, started their own team back home. All the major recording artists left, started their own labels back home. Just imagine, just those 2 sectors. We're not talking about all the inventors that never got the credit for all the shit that they inventing, like cell phones and all that black people invented.
Black excellence.
You would never even know. All these software companies that's taking, you have no idea, we don't even know how much value we even have. We have no idea. Just imagine if we just woke up one day.
I gotta wake up with you, Echo.
Pause.
That's real, man. No, that's real. That's real.
Just think about it.
That's real. That's real, man. No, that's real, man.
Because collectively, we got enough to do it. We don't have to buy or borrow any from nobody. We can do it ourselves if we just came together to do it.
That's such a beautiful thing. I really would like to be involved in something like that. I want to invest in Africa. I want to invest in Left Rack City.
Why are you so afraid to take the first step and just make it a visit? Just so that you can experience the vibrancy of Mama Alkebulan. Your hesitation and your fear is going to cause you to miss out on such great and vast things. I implore you to make one trek and then see if it suits your palate. If it doesn't, go elsewhere, as I do recognize this is not for everyone. Meet me at home.